Ah, fuck. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. This is a different Rob, I guess you would say, as Maggie when she popped on and started laughing right away. So,
Oh, wait a minute. You're
hey,
making
well,
me look like a creep?
no, well, okay,
No!
a
I
creep. No,
didn't laugh. I saw. Wait, guys.
okay,
I didn't laugh at Rob. I told him, oh my God, I can see your face.
yeah,
This isn't laughing.
okay.
I said you looked cute.
Well,
In my
thank you.
defense, I did.
Yeah, your defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week we noticed that we had all kinds of issues, phones ringing, all kinds of things that I'm on my end. So I fixed a couple of these issues. The cell phone won't ring. I have unfortunately have my grandmother's home phone landline that I can't do anything about. So if we get calls, we get calls. We're live, pal. The internet connection.
I'm
I
sorry.
just I just realized that it was me. So if I get pixelated, we're gonna see all kinds of issues that I thought I fixed. So this is great. We're right back to where we were, but we're gonna have fun. I think. Whew. Maggie, let's start the show. Unfortunately, this past Monday, we lost somebody that the wrestling world absolutely loved and adored, and that was none other than Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, aka the bad guy. Um, this hit a lot of a lot of fans hard, just like every wrestling. Anytime a wrestler goes away, or any time we lose somebody in our life, obviously, this was a uh, this was a major presence um, that a lot of newer wrestling fans within the past couple of decades um, came across and they loved. He was the bad guy. He was Scott Hall. He was cool. You know, he just the way he walked into the arena, like from the like his entrance, just it was just badass. And then he made the toothpick cool. Like if you like, no matter what, if you go to a restaurant and you grab that toothpick when you walk out the door, you're flicking it like Scott Hall at your buddy or your pal, or in my case, my brother. And it's
You jerk.
oh yeah. Well, I was the bad guy, you know. I was cool. I wasn't, but I mean, like Razor Ramon had a huge effect on me because I, as I tortured my brother with the Razor's Edge a lot. Like I don't know how many times he got hit with that. Like whether it was into a pool or onto a bed or one time onto the grass. um, it was that was my move because I was too fat to do the sharpshooter, so I had to do something that I can. I tried the sharpshooter and I fell back on him too. So we don't talk about that much, but he just had a huge effect, and I always liked him. He was uh, other than Mr. Perfect, he was my favorite Intercontinental Champion. Like he was just awesome. And I have good memories of him, Scott Hall. Like my one memory that makes me laugh the most is when it was when he came back to WCW the second time for the NWO, the Outsiders, and that first appearance when he came back through the crowd. It was Memorial Day, 1996, and I had the sunburn from hell. I was
Oh,
like in pain.
no.
And so like I'm in pain and I'm just like laying on my couch and watching, and I see Scott Hall come out, and there were rumors from that he was going to WCW for a long time. I just didn't know what was going to happen on that episode. So of course I marked out, and I regretted it because I like it hurt to move. It was that bad, but it plays a memory for me. But just he was just so cool. And I was just curious, what are some of your memories of Scott Hall?
Okay, first of all, let me just say just how out of nowhere this was for me. Like it was so out of the blue. I'm sorry. Like I'm not saying that if I'm ready for anyone's death, it will be okay. I'm not saying that, but like it all happened so fast. I couldn't. I was just talking to Corey the other day, and I was like, one day, they told us that he was in the hospital. The second day, Kevin Nash tells us that they're they were going to take him off life support, and on the third day they did, and I was like, it all like wait, like I needed time, like I couldn't understand what was happening even, and it was
Yeah.
just so like it wasn't fair. Like I wasn't. The thing that sucks about the way I watched wrestling as a kid was that the only thing I could ever watch was WWF because it was on national television in the early 2000s. And they didn't show WCW ever on television. And I didn't have a computer or internet connection because, like, we were poor. And I didn't even know what WCW was. Like, I had no idea. uh, and like when the whole invasion started, and I was like, "What is that? What is happening?" And actually, one of my first memories of Razor Ramon was when The Rock came back and he was feuding with Hulk Hogan, and it was so funny. I laughed so hard because I loved The Rock back then so much. He was cutting a promo at the NWO backstage, and he turned to Razor Ramon and said, "And you, Razor Ramon."
I remember
It
that.
was, yeah, it was so funny, and I was like, like, I was so sure that Scott Hall was Latina. I was so hurt when I found out he wasn't.
Yeah, I know
It was such a slap in the face. Like
it's it's amazing. Like
it's ridiculous. Like he was so cool. Like I the thing is, I eventually had to, when I started watching wrestling again, I actually had to go back and watch the things that a lot of you guys watched at WCW back in the day when you had the opportunity to. So of course, like one of my all-time favorite segments of his was when he no sold the crap out of that drink that he had dumped on his head while he was in the ring. He totally no sold it because he was so way above that crap that he just brushed it off,
Mm-hmm.
and like this became a thing for me. Like it became a way of looking at certain things for me. Like if it doesn't, if something happens that kind of gets to me, if it doesn't, endanger me or any other person around me which I love, it's okay, and it doesn't deserve my attention. It actually became a thing I always remembered about Scott Hall, and he taught me that, and I will forever remember that. He was just like, and the toothpick thing. My dad always has a toothpick in his mouth, but it wasn't from Scott Hall. As I said on multiple occasions, my dad fucking hates wrestling. The only thing my dad likes about wrestling is Josh Alexander,
Oh.
and I have no idea why. Because maybe because he looks like a legitimate Olympic wrestler. I'm sure that this is the only reason. Like, and now I will always see Scott Hall when I see my dad with toothpick, and I'll just really like ask him, "Dad, would you flick your toothpick at me?" It's not weird at all. Just once,
No,
Dad. Thank you.
just once and say,
Just
and
once.
then after
Yeah.
say I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So he definitely will be missed, and I mean that's. I was gonna like talk about some of my favorite matches, but I think the matches are the same ones everybody loves. You know, like the his WrestleMania 10 ladder match, his
Oh yes, 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 yes. This is
SummerSlam
the one.
95, or yeah, SummerSlam 95 ladder match. Is a ladder match that is still really damn good, but a lot of people don't really talk about it because the WrestleMania 10 match was so fantastic. But
It was
even
iconic.
as yeah, even his SummerSlam 95 match against Shawn Michaels was amazing. And then he had some fantastic matches against Bret Hart at the King of the Ring in '93 and Royal Rumble '93 too, I believe. Um, I mean, it's just outstanding matches. And then um, what the one thing that something like when he got on social media, he was always honest with how he felt. Um, and he said something in that um, Oscar made a. I don't know if you saw this recently, but Oscar made a comment about how she respected Bill Goldberg, and Scott Hall made a comment. He's like, "You have way more talent than Goldberg."
Oh god.
Just yeah, I was like, I was like, wow. But I mean, that's just damn. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, he said what he felt, and even though I didn't always agree with what he said, I agreed with him on that one. So, um, but yeah,
But
he'll
you
definitely be
don't have
missed.
to agree with everything
Yeah.
people say.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely. And
yeah,
we'll talk about that later. But um, yeah, it was just uh, it was hard, and
the fact that he was solely responsible for this thing we have to this day,
yeah,
it's truly, truly remarkable. And without him, there's no NWO. Without
mm,
NWO, there's no Bullet Club. There's
yeah,
no Degeneration X.
yeah.
There'll
He
be no Shield. I'm sure. Like, 'cause, okay, like he got through the crowd at WCW. Like, and the Shield got through the crowd as well. Moxley still does it. So yeah, he's
yeah,
such an incredible influence. I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
How many people were influenced by him? It is just so wholesome, and I'm just so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and it's even The Rock this past week, like on his in his tribute photo or tribute on Instagram, said that he told Scott Hall like in their match that he before their match that he watched his videos when he was training or like getting, and he said that surprised Scott Hall. So it's just, and Scott Hall was, he says Scott Hall was just kind of like in shock about it. So it's just, yeah, and this is a good comment right here. Where would Sting be without him? I mean, that's that's exactly
Surfer
it.
Sting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Surfer Sting went into Crow Sting, and Crow Sting was what Scott Hall basically told Sting about. It
Yeah,
was, or he told Sting and what the Crow was about and how the Crow angle changed wrestling too. I mean, no, like that was the thing. I was an NWO guy, just like a lot of people were. But when Sting would come down from the rafters and just clear everybody out, it was badass because you just got one guy just taking people out, and it was just cool. And Scott Hall was a big part of that, huge part. And
yeah,
yeah, so we'll definitely miss him. And he changed the business forever. And yeah, so we could just keep talking and talking this whole show about Scott Hall, but um,
yeah. On occasions like this, I always get reminded of these words from Mustafa Ali. He always he told he said on Twitter, we gotta stop waiting until they're gone to give them their flowers. I will always remember those words like this.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's that's the thing. Like it's when you when you lose somebody, like you don't get that chance to often tell them you love them before, and that was the one thing that Kevin Nash always did. Like he told him he loved him because he didn't know the next time he'd see him, stuff like that. Like they were brothers, you know. So it's one of those things. It's just a lot of people are hurting that he's gone, and um, the good thing is from what I believe, in my beliefs, I think he's in a better place now. So
I
yeah,
sure hope he is.
I think so. All right, that's just me. But moving on, something else that happened last week on Friday. Um,
Did we read wonderful Ryan's super chat?
well, yeah, yeah, I was about to get to that, but I was gonna talk. I brought it up, but I didn't. Here we go. Rob and Maggie, Jesus, Maggie, the sickest duo on YouTube. Get it? Great show on Friday for Fridays. I
Yeah,
can't
guys,
read. I
I'm
can't talk.
sorry I have my blanket on, but like I'm sick. I
I'm
do
just
not have AC. And let me tell you a little story, guys, because we didn't get to do that at the beginning of the show. I took a shower right before the show, and this happened. This has never happened to me. I tripped and fell in the shower, and let me tell you something. Cartoons aren't lying to you, Rob. There is legitimately at least 5 seconds when you just float there and you just wonder what the hell is going on and only think about the world of pain you're going to be in about a couple of seconds. I'm not kidding. I was just floating there for like 5 seconds and I was looking around. This never happened. I was so like I felt hurt like fuck, by the way, but I couldn't stop laughing because it was so ridiculous, like immensely ridiculous. Like, I'm not kidding. I was up there. I was floating, and I was like, "What the?"
I hope you made that sound too.
Yeah.
Uh, I literally just stubbed my toe like 15 seconds ago while you were talking. I'm like, son of a.
Was this what happened? I saw your face, and I'm like,
Yeah,
"What? What now?"
yeah. It's a it's a disaster. I don't know.
Oh, this
We're gonna make
show.
it. At least we're having
Yeah.
fun, right? So I was gonna read this one last one because he Scott has a good point. This AWA run that he had in the '80s, that was a hell of a thing too. That's when he teamed with Kurt Hennig, and that was a two two great wrestlers in a tag team before they even made it even bigger. Like huge stars and just yeah, his AWA run was good. Him and Kurt Hennig being the tag team. I was very young, but I remember him. That's just how he had a big effect. And then he went to WCW and had the Diamond Stud gimmick before he went to WWE or WWF. Became the bad guy. But going to this last Friday, something awful happened in the ring, uh, or outside of the ring technically. Biggie landed badly on his neck and ended up breaking it. So um, yeah, that when that news hit Friday night that he had a broken neck, I was I was like I felt sick. You know, it was like a guy that another guy that everybody loves. Um, I don't think you'll ever hear somebody say something negative about Big E because I don't think
Never,
I don't think it's
never.
possible. Because if you
Yeah.
did, nobody would believe you. That's because everybody absolutely adores the guy, and I do too. I think he's fantastic, and um, he, I mean, I don't really know how to phrase this the best way, but if you're gonna get a broken neck, that's I guess he's the way he got it's the best way. I mean, you know what I mean? Like we don't know if his career is over. Um, I don't. I have faith that he'll be back. Um, the way he's so positive, his videos that he's had. Um, he had a video yesterday where he's talking about taco meat, his chest hair, and I literally lost it because I was like, Jesus, because he always goes with the the beef,
Yeah,
and
this morning he sang into his toothbrush.
yeah, I just how, how could you not love the guy? Like it's just and
He doesn't have the right to be so lovable, yet he can kick your ass in so many different ways.
yeah, well, and
And
that's
like when he landed on his neck, like you know when we do the watch alongs, I'm always after you guys. And yeah, uh and whenever Drew Nicholas is on the watch along with us, and because he like by now he knows me damn well, and like knows that
you
I
gotta
always
hold on. When we did address Drew, what do we say?
okay,
Drew.
that bitch.
Okay, there you go. We can't change things. We, we gotta keep the gimmick going.
Yeah, okay, but also Drew is my microphone, so it's
Yeah.
so it's
Well, I
okay.
know, but it's the gimmick. We got to keep it going.
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
So because we love him, that's why we call him that. And he knows me so well, and like knows that every time something extremely awful happens, that I squeak. Uh, and because I haven't gotten to that point yet, and when Drew and everyone else sees that, and Drew is all like, Maggie's squeaking, come in. And I was like, yeah, thank you. And when I see it, I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. And when Biggie landed on his whole body, on his neck, I squeaked so loud, I think I woke up the entire world. Like this was so incredibly nauseating to watch, and the fact that they never showed him for the entirety of for the rest of the match. I was so scared because I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And it was. You could tell on commentary too that it was.
He
It was
was
bad.
right in front of them.
Yeah, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was not good. So, but yeah, we definitely love Biggie, and that happened last week on SmackDown, and tonight SmackDown is on again, and they announced a couple of matches just a few minutes ago. Um, so just doing a little preview tonight, you got Kofi Kingston versus Ridge Holland with Sheamus, and who's that new guy they got? Maggie, what's his name?
No! No, 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 no. No, no.
I told you I'd set you up for it. What's his name, Maggie?
No, he's Pete Dunne.
He's Pete Dunne.
He's Pete Dunne. Like on this show, we do not say Gunther.
Yeah, we don't say
We don't say
Dewdrop.
Dewdrop.
Yep.
And we will, sure as hell, will never say Butch.
Butch.
Like, let me tell you a story about Butch. When I hear Butch, I think of two things. Okay, the first thing is that Dick Hole from Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. That guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
And the second thing, I've told you like a dozen times now that I love giving stupid things names, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like years ago, I used to have this huge, huge, really irritating and annoying pimple on my forehead. It would not go away, and it was so frustrating and annoying. I named it Butch. It was like a second forehead, you know? I named that goddamn pimple Butch.
I'm
And this
sorry.
is
I've been there. I was 7th grade was hell for
Yes.
me.
I'm talking about like 3 years ago.
Well, no, I'm like, hey, no, I'm just saying, like, I get it, but I mean, I'm just, I know what you're saying. I'm just
How
saying,
can
like,
you name Pete Dunne Butch?
well, according to some people, they think it's uh, like a rib because Ridge Holland's real name is Luke, so people are
So,
like Luke and Butch, so
what
bushwhackers,
is that?
the bushwhackers. That's I don't think that's the case. I just think it's somebody.
This is not the case.
No, I don't
No,
think so either. I just said
no,
some people like some people. I think even Sean mentioned it, but I don't think that's
no,
true. I
no, no,
just think
no.
I think Vince or somebody stupid just like that name and went with it for whatever dumbass reason. They went with that name, and
No, listen up. If you need, let me quote David Lynch here. If you need to explain yourself to your audience, then you're not doing your job right.
no, I
You
agree.
you suck at your job if you need to explain yourself. this
And
is this
Scott
is
is right.
so frustrating. Like that Pete Dunne has competed on Raw years ago against
Oh, all
uh
kinds of people. Yeah, all kinds of great wrestlers.
I'm not saying he was a great wrestler, but Enzo
No,
Amore.
no. I'm just talking about he's wrestled really good people, like when he was on Raw.
Yes, sure, but way back when Enzo Amore was cruiserweight champion, and
Yeah.
they were it was a Raw, and they were in the UK, and Kurt Angle came out and introduced Pete Dunne, and he said, "Here's the cruiserweight versus the bruiserweight," and I marked the fuck out for that because I love Pete Dunne, and he that pop from the crowd was everything for me. I used to think back then that he was going to be the first UK WWE champion, but Drew McIntyre beat him to the punch. It's okay. Uh, but the fact that they're doing this to him right now is so disappointing. I'm not saying that any name change is a bad thing. I'm not saying that. But of course, of all my tweets to blow out, like my tweet about the ridiculous names that were changed in WWE was again the tweet that blew up, and the fact that so many people ask me who the fuck was Nathan Fraser is so disappointing because tell me you don't watch NXT UK without saying you don't watch NXT UK.
Yeah. No, I yeah.
Yeah. What the hell did you do to Pete Dunne?
I
And
don't
that
know.
hat he had on, like with that top knot,
Wow, that didn't help.
no, that did not help whatsoever. He looked like a
Shit, I just popped at this. Uh, that's your WWE name. That's your WWE name. He'll be now known as Ethel.
why?
It's just that's just the way Vince would do it.
Ethel? What the fuck is an Ethel?
That's just a name here in this. Yeah, well it's a name.
It's a name. What the
Well,
what? No.
it's a you don't hear it much, but it's an older
No, I
name.
prefer Esther.
Esther. Jesus. Oh, God,
Hey,
I don't
Esther
even.
is a granny name, and I feel like a granny right now.
Yeah.
So it's
So
fine. I don't mind it.
somebody giving me my WWE name because I'm curious what that would be. Um, that could come back to haunt me, but we'll find out.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm sure.
but and he makes a good point. The great pin. And I get
Sorry.
this. Vince does want to own the names. They want the they want the branding and stuff. I get that, but it's just it comes down to the point that's fine if you're going to change the name, whatever. But just don't make it sound stupid. That's the problem.
Butch.
I mean, give him something better than
Butch.
Butch. I mean, that goes even, and we don't say his name. Oh, son of a bitch! I knew that'd bite me in the ass. Uh, mm, well played, well played, well played, Ryan. Well played. What's on? Uh, I don't know. I forgot where the hell I was with that. Oh, with like with Walter. I mean, I hate that you changed his name, but Gunther. Oh, for F's sakes, come on. I just, uh, yeah. Mm,
You remember that all-time NXT UK classic Butch versus Gunther?
yeah, yeah. God. Uh, but, I mean, yeah,
It
I agree
sounds so
with you.
ridiculous. I'm like, how can you say, yeah, who's your favorite wrestler? Oh, it's Butch.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Thank you, Ryan. I did not need to
it
cough my
worked.
lungs out. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It was. It was something, and I just
Literally, no one will say now that Butch is their favorite wrestler. None. No
no.
one.
Well, it is.
Nada.
Yeah.
And he just signed a new contract.
Yeah. uh, son of. Yeah. It's awful. It's an awful name. They I don't know what it is. It maybe you can't help but wonder. Have you noticed the people that have gotten the worst names, other than like Burkat Keith Lee, who just left? Have you noticed that the three worst names have come from NXT UK?
No, no shit.
Well, I'm kind of wondering if this is Vince's way of punishing Triple H for NXT or something, because it's just like, what the hell? He's not, but I mean, you can't help but wonder.
No, at this point, it's the only thing that makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I get it. I know that was our SmackDown preview. But anyways, another match tonight: Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Roz, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. Um,
Goodbye, so long to the brand split.
yeah, well,
Yes.
it was a good run. Again, it was a good run. You also have a
Was it
six.
though? We
Yeah,
hardly
no,
knew any brand split
yeah.
whatsoever.
You also have a six-man tag match with Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders taking on Madcap Moss, Happy Corbin, and Jinder Mahal. So,
I'm so excited about this match.
yeah, uh, that will happen too.
Louis. Okay,
Um,
if that happens
yeah.
now, I will find you and I will hurt you so
So
much.
let's move on to something good. AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday night, we have a new women's AEW champion, and her name is none other than Thunder Rosa. Congratulations to her. Um, the match itself, look, if I'm gonna rip Raw when they have horrible matches and shit like that, I'm gonna do it to AEW. This match was not. I'm not saying it was awful, but it wasn't. It wasn't the best either. Um, it there was a lot of potential. It just didn't happen. I'm not. It's still it was still good, but the best thing of it was Thunder Rosa obviously winning, getting that home crowd pop. Um, that's what made it worth it. That's why they. I think that was. I think it's obvious that's why they didn't let her win at the pay per view. They saved it so she could get that pop, and hey, she deserves it. Um, she's awesome, and I'm really happy for her. And yeah, I think Scott here said it best. It was rushed, and that's why it was underwhelming. So
I just wish they didn't have the match of Revolution.
yeah, that makes sense too. Because I mean, that's the thing. I think everybody knew what was going to happen, and um,
I hoped it didn't happen like that.
No,
I
I know.
really, really hope so.
Ugh.
But her losing at Revolution and then winning 2 weeks later, like, I'm sorry, but like, I just saw this match and I couldn't get into that match because I know how things are at WWE with this, with the constant rematches. I'm not saying that the match was bad. No,
Yeah,
hell no. It was a good match. It was a good cage match. I'm sure. Like, it was okay, but like, that lights out match they had just set the bar incredibly high for me in
yeah.
terms of Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa matches. And
I
that this week's match had incredible spots. Again, it was a good match, but
mhm,
I just wish we didn't see Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa 2 weeks ago. I
yeah.
really, really wish we didn't.
The one thing that, and I'm not barking at AEW for this, but their their programs, like their the feuds that they're doing, I don't know what it is, but it seems to me that lately, and I know people will probably disagree with me on this, but it seems like it's been getting really predictable lately. And that's not only just with like the Britt Baker match. This goes all the way back to like just different matches. Like um I think we just know the outcome and we're not nearly as surprised as we were. Maybe that's my fault because I'm a
A
smart
know it all?
man. Yeah, well, there you go. And that's probably my fault that it's becoming, I just think it's been a little too predictable. Um, and I just, what I wish, I completely agree with you. What I wish they would have done is let somebody else, tried to build somebody else up for that Britt Baker match at the pay per view, and then just let Thunder Rosa just kind of roll in there and just challenge her out of nowhere, let her win the title.
After that, yes,
That would have been
yes,
that would have been bigger. I think that would have been the way to go.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, well, it was still good, and I'm happy for Thunder Rosa. She did
Again,
announce,
yes, yes. Again, I'm so incredibly happy for Thunder Rosa. I love Thunder Rosa, and as I said on Twitter, just her with the title, it just seems right.
yeah, absolutely, and she did announce that she will be relinquishing the Women's Warrior um, wrestling title. So, and she will be wrestling less independent dates too. She said. So I guess that's one of the drawbacks of her winning the title is
Yeah,
she's not going to wrestle in the Indies as much. I mean, she has
yeah.
her own. She'll be
She
a Mission
needs,
Pro. So,
yes, but she needs to take care of herself
oh,
because, like,
absolutely.
yeah, she has responsibilities now as a champion.
And yeah, so of course, we had other matches. Just doing a quick recap. Adam Cole and Red Dragon versus Jurassic Express and Adam Hangman Page. Adam Cole and Red Dragon won that. Um, Danielson and Moxley beat Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta. Um, I think everybody just loves to slap at the end of the match, and it's
Because of Brian Danielson.
yep, yeah,
Whooped in the
yeah. And
like,
now, like
why?
I mean, that pretty much tells me that Wheeler Yuta is part of the group now. I think that slap just got him in.
Yeah, sure, but Brian Danielson getting in between them, and he was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, what are you
what you
gonna
gonna
do?"
do? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was good. That's
I
what we.
rewinded that so much
Yeah,
because of Brian Danielson. That guy's a genius.
yeah, and that's a good point. Going back to that last match, exactly, I agree with that. Um, you had that promo with Jericho Hager 2.0 and Daniel
Can
Garcia.
we skip that one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Like,
Eh, that's the thing. I'm just real,
no, no,
no,
I
just
was
real quick.
kidding. I was kidding, and we're gonna
No, I
talk
know.
about it because I hated it.
The only thing I liked about the thing was that he he talked about his best friend Kevin, and that was Kevin Owens, his former best friend, and I did like that. That was the only thing I really liked about the whole thing, and I do like how 2.0 like changed their names already on Twitter and stuff. So I did get a kick out of that. So yeah, but this doesn't really do much for me. But was it? What about you?
Yeah, so I don't mind the jabs at each other's expense. Like WWE throwing shots at AEW or AEW throwing shots at WWE. We get it, they're competition. I don't mind it. But this right here is a whole storyline based on the other company.
Yeah,
I hate that. I really, really hate that. And the fact that they had the audacity to make Daniel Garcia call himself a sports entertainer. I I honestly thought that I was having a fever dream and I dreamt it because no way that could happen. I was livid.
yeah,
How can it how can they do that? Like I was so greatly disappointed in all of that. And I was like, what if here's the thing, it's okay, but it's Jericho, and I just know that it's gonna drag out for a long, long ass time. Like I would be fine. It was like gonna be for a couple of months, but I see this going for 10, maybe 11 months, maybe a year, and
yeah.
I
It
hate
could.
that. I don't want that. No, like saying sports entertainment on AEW gives me like I get like ticks in my eye.
Yeah,
Like if I want that, I'll just watch the other show, which I watch either way because I love the wrestlers on the other show because they are professional wrestlers. You know?
yeah,
So I do not I no, please guys, like you always listen to the fans when they say, okay, the Nightmare Collective, was it not the Nightmare Collective, like the whole brandy thing? I think it was the I think it was called that way.
yeah. Nightmare Collective. Yeah,
They put the stop to it because it was not working. All right, so they eliminated that thing, that whole gimmick, because it didn't work. Because the fans say, okay, this doesn't do anything for us. Please put a stop to it. So they did. So guys, please, God, please stop this because I'm freaking out.
uh,
This is a slippery slope here. Like it's a fine line between those two.
and
Please do not cross it.
Jericho does know how to get heat. Obviously, he's good at that. But the thing is
Sure.
there's a problem. He's getting close. Well, to me, I loved Chris Jericho like in those WWE days. Loved him. I think um his his just last. I just something's changed with me on him. I don't know what it is exactly, but yeah, I just don't have that same like thing where I'm like I don't. It used to be like I wouldn't want to miss one of his matches type thing. Like I even when he was in WWE, even WCW and ECW, I loved him back then. But now it's just like, I don't know what changed. I mean, I'll always respect his in ring work, his mic work, but I don't know what changed with me on my opinion of Jericho. I mean, hell, I was one of the very few people that I shouldn't say few people, but um, I had to when he teamed up with AJ when they were a Y2 AJ. That was like
Yeah,
a dream tag team match for me, and it didn't last, obviously. But
yeah.
um, I bought the damn shirt. I was like, but That was a lot. That might have been the last wrestling shirt I ever purchased. But
Really, that was a
I think
while
so.
ago.
Yeah, but
2016.
no, I take that back. I did buy the club one with Gallows and Anderson and Styles when they got released. It went on clearance because I'm a cheap ass. I bought it. Um, so, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But Scorpio Sky beat Warlow. I'm okay with how this ended. I didn't want Wardlow taking a pin, but
I hated that.
yeah, but this is the only way they can make it work. I think.
No.
Well, no, no. Let me rephrase. You're right. There's other ways they could have made it work, but what I should phrase it as is Scorpio Sky winning is fine. Obviously, he just got the damn title. I don't think it was time to put Wardlow in that match yet. I think they could have put anybody else in there, and you could still like have Wardlow lose to somebody else. Like let MJF cost him in that match where it doesn't do anything to him. I don't know. I didn't like it, but I'm okay with it type thing. I mean, yeah, you know. Um,
Wardlow spent almost 3 years working with MJF, and he learned nothing.
well, that's true too.
Yeah. Like, and another thing, he spent like the majority of the match getting like beat up, and then what got to him was, what did you find in your cup?
I think it was why.
That face you made.
Mhm.
So, oh, appetizer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I swear to God, this show, like, yeah, it's just you can't even book it this way if you tried. Whatever,
You can't make this up.
you can't make this shit up.
Yeah. So the thing is, he spent the majority of the match getting beat up, and then what finally got him was someone pushing him on the ring post. What the hell? This is Wardlow.
Yeah,
Like what? What the hell is happening here? Like, and he was like, oh, what happened? Oh, what? I'll tell you what happened. You're a goof, Wardlow. Like like they build him up to be a monster for a year and a half now, even more. And in a matter of minutes, they demolished everything they did in a year and a half. And I don't care that MJF cost him the match, and I don't care that he wasn't supposed to win it. I'm okay with Scorpio Sky being TNT champion. Don't get me wrong. It's long overdue. I'll say it like that. But why the hell did you single-handedly ruin everything about Wardlow? That was one of, like, I'll say it like this: the MJF and Wardlow's bit was my favorite thing in AEW for a while now, and now I don't care about it at all.
Hmm.
Like at all.
yeah.
I don't give a shit about it.
Wow.
They
Okay.
ruined it for me.
I
I
I
can't believe I'm saying that.
I understand where you're coming from. I do. I think they went the wrong direction. But yeah, Private Party versus the Hardys. Um, okay.
Yeah, you know what? You like everyone did it last week, but we didn't get to do it, so let's do it now. Dun, 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 dun,
Nope.
dun, dun.
You're by yourself on that one. I'm
You
not.
party pooper.
I'm, I don't know. Bleh. I don't know. I I don't really know what to think of the Hardys. I've all like like this whole thing in AEW. I don't know. It's I I liked them when they were in Impact. I liked them when they were Ring of Honor. You know, it's and I obviously
Yeah.
I like them. I just I kind of in a way I kind of wish that they would have done it a little bit different. I wish Jeff Hardy. What I think they should have done is Jeff Hardy should have been pissed at Matt for leaving him. Is what I think they should have went into. That's my problem. I don't have a problem with the Hardys. I should have made that from the get go. My problem is I think they had something better here. They had something they could have, and they could. It's not too late, you know.
It's too late to apologize.
Yeah, thanks, One
It's
Republic.
too late.
That's your theme song, then, okay, Ethel. Um,
Okay, Barney.
shit. Okay, but we're just ripping into each other now. But yeah, that's all I was gonna say. I think what would have been perfect is Jeff just should have been pissed at Matt for leaving him. That's what I think they should have went with. I think that would have been a better story. But
Ryan telling you in the chat, Barney, do the.
I'm not, that would be that would be clipped. That would be clipped forever. Hell no.
Oh my god.
Maggie's been
Jesus
Hardy blocked. Huh. Okay, so thank you. I'm furious, Barney. Thanks for the super chat. When someone asks you to Hardy dance, you dance. No, you don't. Not. Mm-mm. Throwbacks, and we'll get to this here in a second. But do you think it's possible that Carmelo Hayes will be the NXT champion by the time WWE comes to Boston for a Survivor Series? And do you see his opponent, or who do you see as his opponent? Good luck in the tournament. Love you guys. We love you too, buddy. And you keep tuning in. You mean a lot to us. We'll get to we'll get to that in a second. I won't forget that. Yeah, it was the match was what it was, and then you had Andrade come out and his buffoons, and then Sting and his little nephew came out, Darby Allin, Sting Jr. I was like, it was okay.
Adopted son.
Yeah, his adopted son. It is what it is. It was okay. I think I was just mainly disappointed that my fantasy booking didn't go the way that I wanted it to, and I'm disappointed.
Yeah, we're all disappointed that we don't get to live out our fantasies,
Yeah,
Rob, Barney.
I know.
But it's fine.
Yeah. So that was AEW. I mean, we already talked Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, but so AEW is pretty good. And then we'll go through NXT real quick. NXT. Basically, my biggest thing I was going to ask you about was this week we saw the Miz on there with Miz TV. We saw Ray and Dominic Mysterio. Plus, you had Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, obviously. What do you think of WWE putting people on NXT 2.0, like on I guess weekly basis? We're seeing new people come in. Do you like it? Does it add anything to the show for you?
Yeah, like a couple of things before that. They had Rey Mysterio and Dominic be on the show with Miz, who are having a match with each other at WrestleMania, and they did not reference that at all. Like, no, they referenced it, but they were on the show together, and they didn't like.
Yeah, didn't acknowledge it. Yeah,
like the only way they acknowledged it was at the beginning of Miz TV. Miz said that he was going to have a match at WrestleMania, I guess, and that was it.
Yeah,
and then they showed that the Mysterios were there, and that was it. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I always rant about them doing the whole main roster superstars going to NXT now that the Wednesday night wars are over, because it's basically weird. of them to do it now, because it was I thought that it was going to be perfectly fine if they did it doing the whole part when they were competing up against AEW, because I think it would like the end result would have been way different.
Yeah.
Uh, the fact that they stripped the old NXT of everything that Triple H did to NXT, and they did the whole new part of NXT, the NXT 2.0, in the liking of the main roster, and they're doing everything they can to make it work, means that, oh, okay, like you could have made it work when Triple H was in charge, but you just didn't because you
Yeah.
didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like it's puzzling, it's frustrating.
Yeah. No, I
Like
agree.
you know, like you know that you'll on this show you'll hear me and Rob like complain about the main roster in NXT 2.0 and like praise Dynamite quite a lot, but the thing is that we love WWE because the wrestlers there are one of the best in the world. And WWE's roster is one of the most is the richest and the most gifted like ever, and they have that magnificent roster and they don't know what to do with it. Like this is the frustrating part for us. We don't hate the wrestlers, of course we love every wrestler. I've said it multiple occasions. I will never not love, or I will never not watch a show that AJ Styles is on. I will always watch AJ Styles. So that being said, why are they doing this now? Like I know NXT was my getaway from WWE because it was that totally different show that had nothing to do with the main roster. We don't have that now at the in the eyes of 2.0.
Yeah.
We have that in NXT UK. For the love of God, guys, please watch NXT UK. You have no idea what you're missing.
I was
Or maybe now you do when you were able to see A Kid.
Yep, that was my next talking point. Like that was the only other thing I was going to talk about. Those A-Kid versus Kushida for the North American Championship qualifier
Amazing
match.
match.
Yeah. Oh, I
Like
loved it.
it was almost as if uh like compare all the segments there were on NXT UK and you go, one of these things is like it's not like the other.
Yeah.
Like this match did not belong in NXT UK whatsoever.
Yeah. And yeah, that was the other positive about the show. I thought A-Kid showing up. And there were other things. I was really surprised that Tiffany Stratton beat Saray. That surprised the
I
hell out of
was
me.
too.
Um, I laughed at the Persia Indy like after stuff match. I thought that was hilarious. But I get it.
Yeah,
I
I
get.
thought it was hilarious too, but not because it was hilarious, but because it was so sad.
I think what's going to happen. What this is just me thinking out. I think Duke Hudson and Dexter Loomis are going to end up being a tag team. I think they're going to be friends. I think this is.
Yeah, sure. Of
I think
course.
that's
Like
what.
this is the most WWE thing ever.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's true. But yeah, I mean that was NXT for the most part. I mean, you had the title match, but everybody pretty much knows that. And um, Dolph Ziggler is going to wrestle Braun at Stand and Deliver more than likely. I think they already announced it. So, bleh. I don't know why they had to take the title off of him, but whatever. My thing is that's not going to get people to tune in to Stand and Deliver. You know, that's not going to Ziggler versus Braun Breaker. You gotta. I mean, I don't think it's going to add much. I mean, it. Eh.
Well, the
frustrating.
thing is that Stand and Deliver will be at a pretty good time for me.
Yeah.
So I might be able to watch it if I'm not working that night. I may be able to watch it live.
Oh,
So I'll tune in either way. But like as I said, they they said that they rather build new stars, but and this is the show where they develop those new stars. What a weird way to develop new stars by giving one of the veterans their title.
yeah.
What a weird way to build new
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah. And NXT UK this week we saw Roderick Strong, uh, basically challenge Dragunov. I'm hoping that this sets up a match at Stand and Deliver.
I hope so too.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping.
Like I would love for Ilya Dragunov to be at WrestleMania weekend because this dude deserves all the eyes on him. I'm basically pissed that so little people watch NXT UK, and I'm sure that they have no idea how good that guy is.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
uh, damn. Um, before we go into the first Cooper effect story, I just wanted to touch one last thing here real quick. Um, Chad Gaspard, who passed away in November of 20. No, November was it? No, he didn't die in November 2020. What was it 2020? I think it
it
was
was
November
it
2020.
was 20 it was 2020.
I think so. Unfortunately, my notes I just put 2000 and I forgot to end it. So no well. Um, good job. But he basically reiterated that he believes that the WWE should honor. JTG reiterated that Shad Gaspard should be the Warrior Award recipient. Recipient. I can't say that word.
Recipient.
Thank you. What the hell is going on with me? Anyways, and I agree. I agree 100%.
Yes.
Um, there we go. Thank you. 2020. Okay. So I knew it was 2020. I was like, I don't think November is right, but um, anyways, I agree 100% with that. He should be. He definitely should be. And if it was up to me, they'd rename the damn award after him.
Yeah.
The guy they have it after right now doesn't deserve it. And I like, hey, I grew up loving the Ultimate Warrior, but as I've gotten older, obviously, just like we all do, but I agree, and I I know you agree with that, and I just wanted to touch base. I don't know what the hell they're waiting for if they don't do it. Well, what's the point of waiting? Give Put him in. He deserves it.
You're losing valuable time here,
Give the
people.
people what they want,
Yes.
and quit changing names while you're at it. Um, yeah, thank you again, Russell. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go into a good story here. The Cooper effect. Maggie, real quick, tell people what the Cooper effect is all about.
Yes, I hope I don't cough myself to death while explaining this. Guys, our first story, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the Cooper effect.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
So I so there's this thing and I love this because actually Rob found this, not me this time. It's this hotline you can call if you ever feel a lot like not confident about anything or just need a pep talk. The hotline is called Pep Talk, where you can have like amazingly pre-recorded uh messages from little children who will just say, I trust that you can make things right, we already like you. And like It's all that it's this is so wholesome. Like if you're having a bad day and you just need to you know, feel good about yourself, and you just call the hotline and just like you can listen to a children's laughter for as long as you want because it's pre-recorded, and like your serotonin levels will just spike up. Or if you're up for a job interview and you're not feeling quite ready about it, and the innocence of a child which knows nothing about the complications of life is the most wholesome thing, because it will just say everything's going to be okay, you got this, you have nothing to worry about, and you're just like, yeah, sure, of course I got it. Because it's like this is so wholesome. Why didn't I think of that? Like this is
Yeah, it was awesome. And basically, if you wanted to like college, you can. It's free. Um, I put it right here. If you want it, kids will give you. You just call in, and if you just want to hear like kids give you advice or like just pump you up, it's great. Um, I don't know if people saw my tweets earlier this week, but I was going through like some shitty days, like, and I my brother sent me this, and I called it, and not only did
good.
yeah, I did, I called it. That's how I found it. My brother sent it to me, and I called it, and it helped. I laughed because the kids were just. It helped. It did. It really helped. I was having a hell of a week like this week. I was just not believing in myself. I was
Yeah.
um, just questioning a lot of things, and I called this, and the one of the kids. I'll tell you what he said. He goes, "If you're feeling bad, just go out and do something you like, spend money." And I laughed because I was like,
It's so adorable.
yeah, it just made me laugh because obviously it's like this kid's like that makes me happy spending money. I'm like, yes,
Sure.
it's good, but it just it helped. But again, just even if you don't need it, call it. Just give it a call. It's worth it. I promise you, it's worth it. Just to hear these kids, it's completely worth it. Um, but I absolutely loved it. Um, so, um, and thank you, Corey. I do. I'm feeling a lot better. I knew it was just be a temporary thing. That's what bothered me so much. You okay, Maggie?
Yeah.
I wish you could see your face when you came back on screen. You just uh, yeah, but
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Thank you,
no,
Barney.
yeah, you're welcome, Ethel. Oh shit. Oh, but yeah, it's definitely worth it to check it out. So again,
What the
um,
hell is an Ethel?
it's it's a name that um you, it's just not a common name anymore. Back in the 18th
It
century,
sounds like
no.
ethanol.
Ethel. Oh, there's. I mean, you're not gonna see anybody named Ethel like around now, but back in
Thank
the
you.
1930s and 40s, and sure, you know, there's probably a couple of
But
Ethels
at
out there
least
that,
Barney is a huge
yeah,
name.
yeah. I'm a dinosaur, so that's good.
Yeah. No, you can be the cool guy
Oh,
from like,
or I could be like
from
Barney and the
How I Met Your
Flintstones, Barney
Mother.
Rubble.
No, from How I Met Your Mother, Barney.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. He's good. I like Barney. He was awesome.
Yeah, and I can call you Swirly.
Jesus.
Okay, moving on. We're getting way past
Yeah,
track here.
yeah. We got about 20 minutes left, and we're way far behind.
Yeah. Jeremy, please give us more time.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. Um, but yeah, basically, um, moving on. I just wanted to echo, like, add on to. We don't talk about impact much, and
We
that sucks
should.
because I like impact,
I
and
love Impact.
yeah, we are gonna start talking about impact more. And the reason that we are is because I watched Impact last night, and I realized that, man, we don't talk about Impact much. And Motor City Machine Guns
Motor City.
versus Bullet Club's Jay White and Chris Bay. Hell, that's a pay-per-view match. Like, for me, like, that's pay-per-view quality. Yeah, and that happened last night, and Motor City Machine Guns came out victorious. I was pumped. I loved it. I don't read Impact results like in advance because I enjoy watching the show. So,
Do you want to talk about the screwy finish? Screwy
go ahead. Yeah.
finish. So yeah, you know how there are some things in wrestling that you can't stand, right? Like I hate when people say they're breaking up a pin when they bump on the guy who's pinning the person, and when they bump that guy, he's still pinning him, and the person's shoulders are still on the mat.
Yeah.
How can you break up a pin like that?
Yeah.
So
I know.
last night, yeah. So last night, what he did was he tried to break Alex Shelley while he was pinning the guy, while he was pinning Chris Bay, and he did, but the referee still counted, and he was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Well, his shoulders were still on the mat."
Yeah.
Jay White, what? I
Yeah.
hated that. Like I hate everything. Like you know what I like when people break up pins when they push the guy from the pin, and I was like, that's a proper way to break up a pin.
Yeah.
I admire that. Let them
Hey,
in.
I
Let them in.
I
Let them in.
I gave him the warning at the beginning of the show. So if you tuned in afterwards, I said the home phone might ring. Nothing I can do about that. The cell phone won't ring this week. But oh god, people, if you're listening to this on audio only later, you're gonna be like, I don't know what the hell's going on with these two, but something's up.
Nah,
But
no.
yeah, no, I agree. It was weird. But the reason I saved this super chat for last before we go into the next Cooper effect throwback, he sent this super chat in. Do you think it's possible Carmelo Hayes will be the NXT champion by the time WWE comes to Boston for Survivor Series? And who do you see his opponent being? I definitely see him being the NXT champion by then. I mean, that's 8 months from now. Almost 8 months or 7 months basically, but 7.5, I guess. But anyways, yeah, I definitely see who he could be there. Being the NXT champion going into that.
Here's the thing, Carmelo Hayes is one of these amazing wrestlers that are currently at NXT 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
But Pete Dunne was also a no-brainer. Do you see what I'm going here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I mean,
sorry, but this is all I have to say on
well,
this.
let's just say, okay, so hypothetically, let's say he is there. He is the champ in November. Who do you think? Do you think the person he wrestles is on NXT right now?
What?
If
From that question again.
Okay, if Carmelo Hayes is the champion, let's say in November during Survivor Series.
Yeah,
So they
okay.
do an NXT in Boston. Let's just say they're doing the NXT event the night before. Who would you see being his opponent? I think
Throwback.
throwback. You're going to be wrestling Carmelo Hayes. Good luck. Let us know how it goes. No, but who would you see? Do you think that person's they're in NXT right now, or do you think it could be? I think by that time maybe it would be Trick Williams. I mean, that's just throwing it out.
Oh yeah,
there.
sure. Why not?
It would be something like that, but
they work so good together. Why not break them up? Yeah. So.
In a way, I'd hope it'd be like Cameron Grimes, maybe finally getting into that kind of pictures. Cameron Grimes, but I don't know. But the reason I saved that super chat for last was because This week's Cooper Effect story is on our guy Throwback 978. Maggie, we both love Throwback, but hit it up.
I'm sure as hell gonna hit it up. Throwback, dude, we love you so much. Like all the happy thoughts, happy vibes, and love go all the way out to you, dude. You have no idea how much of a ray of light you are to the wrestling community, and we appreciate you so much. Everything you're doing with the Wicked Crazy Pinfalls group chat and the show on YouTube, like this is so incredibly amazing. I had Rob, I have no idea if you know this, but the first time I went on live on the Wicked Crazy Pinfall channel, I had so much fun with those guys. Like they were so cute and innocent. They just needed a little boost and a little push, like to to get them off their shelves.
Mhm.
And they're just so like incredibly amazing people. And Throwback has such an amazing thing going on with those people. You've created something amazing, and I hope you realize this, Throwback. Like you you can never go back on this. Like if you know, you know. But thank you for creating it, and thank you for being so incredibly wholesome, and thank you for not giving up.
Yeah. A throwback. My first appearance, like doing any podcast, was on Throwback's channel. It was the first time I ever. My first time on there was with doing a show was with Throwback. He gave me that chance to be on there with him, and he created this monster. He let me on, um, and I went. I was on there with him before I even made it to Fightful.
Really?
Yeah, I did that first,
Oh, Throne
and
is a star making machine.
yeah, so yeah, and look, he has 3 people on Fightful, like Overbook, that were on his shows before they were made it over to Fightful. You have me, you, Drew, um, that bitch Drew.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
granted, I was on the watch alongs on Fightful
well,
before I was on
yeah,
the show.
but okay,
I'm gonna give you that. Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's yeah, and Drew might have been there too. I don't know like what he did before, but I know I didn't really know Drew until like he did Throwback show. So yeah, I guess Throwback is technically Fightful's NXT. And then we get renamed Ethel and Barney when we make it up to the I lost Maggie, I think.
And
Nope, there she
no,
is.
I just received a text and I'm
Oh.
pissed. I'm
I
sorry.
was like, I lost Maggie. What the hell happened? um
No, I'm sorry.
yeah, so like that was good. I had a great line there, and um yeah, basically I'll start it back. Throwback was our NXT. Then we got called up to Fightful, and now we're Ethel and Barney. So
Ethel and Barney. Like, I hope this whole bit stays on this show only, and
yeah.
like we forget about it next week because Ethel sucks. Barney, not so much. But please, no. Oh,
Um, but yeah, Throwback, dude, we absolutely love you. And you mean the world to us, and that's why we saved that super chat for last. So I don't know if you're still watching, but yeah, dude, you're the man. Um, yeah, and that's true. That is not a diss. It's developmental. Great talent scout for sure. And we just want to say thank you again, Throwback, because you have a heart of gold, and people should know that. And if you don't know that, I recommend checking out his show, his channel, throwback youtube.com/throwback978, I believe is his channel. Um, Give it a watch. He's on Twitch too. But
He talked
yeah,
with John Alba.
yeah, he had John Alba on a show not too
Yeah.
long ago. And it was good stuff. Like he had he had him on. He gives people chances, like he does. He's good. He's had Sean on there before. Sean doesn't do appearances like outside of Fightful much. He did some stuff with uh, Wrestle Talk, but for the most part, you don't see him jump on. He's done stuff with Throwback. That just shows you what kind of guy Throwback is. People just love the dude, and he's a good dude. We talk a lot, like on Twitter. He's going to be a dad soon. Um, that's he's terrified of it, but
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a hell of a dad. I do think that because we already know how his heart is, and dude, you're going to be okay. You got this, and just wanted to let you know that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, Ryan, if you're lying, I will kick your ass. Briscoes versus FTR announced for Supercard of Honor.
let's see here. Yep, Tony Khan just announced it.
Okay.
Well, that's one hell of a way to get us to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, as if we weren't gonna watch it
Yeah, I
anyway.
know, but what time is that show?
Huh?
Well, no, they. I was just curious what time the show was because it says Friday, April 1st, and I'm wondering if they're going to go on after SmackDown or if they're going to go on at the same time. I'm curious. We'll find out. But son of a bitch. It scared me more than anything there. Maybe that's AEW calling, letting me know what time the match is going to be. They're
Yeah,
listening.
sure.
We're Tony Khan channel. He likes listening.
Yeah, hello. We're looking for
Yeah.
Barney.
Yeah, Barney. Yep. God. Yeah. So Throwback, you the man. And that was good news. I'm glad we're going to finally get that match. But now, Maggie, you know what time it is. Joke time. Okay. I think I have everything set up where I will not repeat jokes now. So I think
Yeah,
we're good there.
okay. Please just let me cough real bad.
Okay, go ahead and cough real bad. Okay, here we go. So two IT techs go to a gun range. After about 10 minutes of practice, one of the techs isn't able to hit the target, and the other guy looks at him and says, "What's your problem?" The embarrassed IT guy puts his head down and says, "Troubleshooting."
A stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, because they have terrible aim.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. I get it now. I'm like, I get it. Like, they do have horrible aim. By the way, have you noticed like in the I think it was was it a New Hope or Star Wars: A New Hope? Um, with the stormtroopers are firing on Luke, and you just hear like the big. I don't think it was like a. I don't remember what kind of gun it was, but the sound was just. It wasn't like the laser. It was just like. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'll have to find you the link, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing it any justice. But somebody else will probably know. I'm sure I'm not a. Yeah, Ethel is a Star Wars fan. Her pillow's not behind you, is it? Or you're in a different room, aren't you?
No.
Well, where the hell is your Star Wars pillow? Jesus.
Over here.
Oh, there it is. There's Vader. There's our guy.
Yeah.
And then the stormtroopers are Bill, Chuck, and Larry. Okay. All right, here we go again. A man in his mid 40s brought a new BMW. He bought a new BMW and was out on the interstate for a nice evening drive. The top was down, the breeze was blowing through through his hair, and he decided to see what kind of engine he had. As the needle jumped up to 80 miles an hour, he suddenly saw flashing blue and red lights coming at him. He's like, there's no way they can catch a BMW. So he started driving faster. It hit 90. And then he sees the police car catching up to him even more. He's at 100. Finally, he just pulls over. And this cop gets out of the car and says, hey, it's been a long day. It's the end of my shift, and it's Friday the 13th. And I don't feel like doing any more paperwork. So if you have a good excuse of why you were driving so fast, and I've never heard it before, I will let you go. The guy goes, well, last weekend my wife left me for a police officer, and I thought you were bringing her back. Yeah.
This explains the new car, by the way.
Yeah. And then this one, see, you know how I said I think I have a new system of. Oh, I don't think I'll be repeating jokes. Well, these two I don't know. Like they were in two different spots that I saved, so now I don't know if I did them or not. So after these two jokes, then we'll officially know if I've said them or not. Why didn't the Melons get married?
Why?
Because they can't elope.
You didn't say that.
Okay, good. What kind of doctor is Dr. Pepper?
What?
He's a physician.
Oh, that is so stupid. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's so stupid, it's bad. But at least I know those are. So now I should never have to repeat a joke anymore. I think I have it all set. So that's good. So at least we did one thing positive today, is I learned that I won't be repeating jokes anymore. And we got our new wrestling names, Barney and Ethel.
No.
Hey, just believe. We got to believe. Yeah, these jokes. Hey, that is true. They're better than Madcap Moss jokes. So, Maggie, we got about 2 minutes left. What you got planned for your weekend, other than trying to recover?
I hope I sleep a lot. Hopefully not forever. I just don't want to cough anymore. Like this sucks so much. I want to eat finally something, because the fruit I ate yesterday was leaps away from what real fruit needs to taste like. But nonetheless, it was some food, because I was so incredibly sick. I hadn't eaten since Monday. And it's Friday today. So it's no. Guys, this is not a thing. We're not doing a thing. Like, I am not Ethel. Like, if you're Barney, no.
I know, it's fine. It's all good.
No, it's not. I'm not Ethel.
All right,
Like,
guys.
Ryan needs to stop giving me names that are not my names. Like, believe me, Ryan, if I ever receive a care package from you and it's made out to Ethel, I will find you and I will do not so pretty handsome stuff to you.
Wow. So as we close out the show, I just want to say
this wasn't sexual, by the way.
Okay, as we close out the show, this past week, seen a lot of stupid. Now, this should not shock anyone or anybody. Seen a lot of stupid shit on Twitter this week. People attacking people for no reason, really. And I don't have to. You've seen it if you're on Twitter. You've seen the horse shit going on. What the hell is going on, people? Get it together. There's no point in this. We can be better. And I'm saying we as a society, like for hating people because they like wrestling or because you don't like how you get your wrestling news and garbage like that. And you say this person sleeps with this person because they're in a picture together. Fuck off. We don't need that. You're not wanted. Wrestling's supposed to, if anything, bring people together. And this is not the way to do it. It's that simple. We need to do what our show says, coexist, coexisting. We
Also, people's personal lives is none of your fucking damn business.
But yeah. So with that in mind, just want to say thank you again for tuning in. Um, the show's been fantastic the past 2 weeks, even though it's like from a professional standpoint, it's like, well, we see about 300 things that did not go right, but you know what? We're having fun, and
It's ridiculous.
I guarantee you that's what they want most out of anything at Fightful. They want us to have fun, and if you're having fun, we're having fun. And as we close out the show, again, we want to say thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
No, wait.
What?
You
Oh,
can follow me.
damn it!
Rob!
You see right underneath there. You can follow Rob Wilkins on Twitter. There we go. Yeah, right there. Follow Rob Wilkins on Twitter, and then where Maggie is over there. You can follow Maggie. Maggie, where else can they follow? Just talk to him. I can't.
You can follow me at Instagram at maggie.ik and on Twitter at maggie_ik. Please pray for Ethel and Barney. Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch. I didn't know that. Whoops. Yeah.
Oh, Rob. Barney.
I thought it was out there. Oh, well. Nothing like somebody else just.
Way to
Fantastic. Go. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.